Hi everybody, we learned that group cruises rock. We got a ton of benefits on this cruise, so if you want to learn how, Doug is going to be interviewing Curtis Owens with Luxterratravel to tell you all about this great little feature of cruises. With that said, no money has changed hands. We pay for our own cruises. No one is sponsoring us or anything, so welcome to the group cruise segment.
Hi, I'm Doug, this is Leah, and we are Go Travel Life. All right, well, thanks for joining this segment. We have been on a lot of cruises, but never been on a group cruise. So this was our first time that we experienced a group cruise, and I found it to be very beneficial. And so I thought other people would want to know, why do a group cruise, what's involved? So I have Curtis Owens with Luxterratravel here with me, and I'm going to ask him a few questions and hopefully pass on some knowledge to the rest of you. So first, Curtis, what is a group cruise?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I love talking about groups. It's exciting because it's a way to save clients money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I look into groups quite often. So this is an exciting topic for me. So what is a group? So in travel, there's primarily two separate types of group categories. One is called affinity groups, and those are the most common. And these are the travelers that share something in common, a common characteristic. These could be a school function, alumni cruise, family reunions, milestone cruises like weddings, special events, sporting events.
Sure, I guess
those are the most common.
I've seen people with the t-shirts on their cruises.
Yes, those are easy to arrange because you're going to have a lot of bookings up front. The cruise lines know that you're going to get these bookings. They're going to give you some robust perks for negotiating the contract for those. The other type of group, which is less common, is called a speculative group. And this is where a travel advisor like myself would go in there and just pick a voyage that we think we might be able to fill X number of staterooms, and we'll create a group on that. We'll get a group contract, and that's the type of group that we're on here.
Yeah, and I thought there was some pretty good perks with that. Can you kind of just tell people, what the perks that we received on this one, and maybe what's the typical?
So this group I created about 2 years ago, and when I create a group like this, I do like to create it way in advance, because usually when you negotiate a contract with a cruise line, you can lock in the fares at that time. So these fares were locked in a couple of years ago. I negotiated the top beverage package on this cruise, which wasn't included, and that was about a $30 per person per day benefit. Yeah. We negotiated prepaid gratuities, which weren't available at that time. We have a shore excursion credit, and then we have a shipboard credit.
Okay. Yeah.
So as time goes on, those start to look really good as fares go up, as they often do, and we have fares that are 2 years old. It starts to look like a really good deal.
Okay, perfect. I know that we have met other people in the group and gotten to, mingle and have dinner, and it's been enjoyable. Is that something that is like mandatory, or is that, how does it work? Do you have to hang out with people in your group, or are you okay to just do your own thing?
That's a good question. Again, with the two different types of group, if it's an affinity group, there's going to be naturally people hanging out together. With the speculative group like I do, we might have a cocktail party, which I usually do on the larger groups, or we might have a common shore excursion that's available to everybody, but there's no obligation to attend those events at all. People can do their own things. You're only booking into the group for the group benefits.
Right.
You don't have to do any group events unless you want to.
Okay, cool, good to know. How do you decide, which destinations or which cruise specific itineraries to pick for your groups?
That's a good question. So often it's based on client feedback. If clients are interested in a particular voyage, I will go ahead and create a group and then just work on filling those staterooms that are needed. For instance, the Nile is really popular right now, so I created a group in 2027 on Viking for the Nile. Alaska is very popular, so I have a Princess group in 2026 to Alaska, which I believe you're on.
Yeah, I am. We're looking forward to that one.
The Caribbean's always popular. Sometime between the holidays, people might want to get out of the cold. So usually I have a group cruise to the Caribbean, which I have an Oceana Lure this year. We have 50 people going on that one. So usually it's an itinerary that I think that I can fill the number of staterooms needed to meet the group contract.
Okay. All right. Cool. So do people normally just find out about the group cruises through their travel advisor? Is that the typical method? That's how we did it.
Yeah. So the affinity groups are a little different. So those would be somebody just trying to get a family group together, and then you would go to your travel advisor and you would already know the voyage that you're going to do for that. School functions, they already have travel advisors that they work with. The type of groups I'm doing, speculative groups, I usually put those out on social media because that's where we primarily operate, is on social media, or we send out emails to our clients on the groups.
All right. So are there usually specific requirements for each cruise line? Is it different? Is there like a typical amount of, say, rooms you have to have booked to be considered a group cruise?
There is. Typically with cruise lines, it's a minimum of 8 staterooms, 15 to 16 guests to be considered a group.
Okay.
With land-based vendors, it could be a little less than that, maybe 5, but typically 8's the right number that are required to have group perks.
All right. Okay, good to know. Well, I thank you for this, for your time here. I thank you. I know that, we're having a great time on this cruise, and I know that you're kind of a working vacation, I guess I would say, because I know you're available. I've heard some other people in the group saying they, had a few requests of you to, push things along, and you've been successful in those, and we sure appreciate the fact that you're,
thank you.
you're doing your working vacation, and I appreciate your time, Curtis.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a fun topic to talk about.
Great, thanks. Well, I hope you found that informative. I guess it's time to book a group cruise. We're going to go ahead and put Curtis's contact information in the description, but please like and subscribe this video. It helps us out a lot, and we will see you on the next episode.